We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp vội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh. Thịnh chuyên diệu hào luân giao đạo ngã mùng, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạo lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Thua Su Che Do Ye Ở La Hư Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tát Đắc Đà Tu Ya Đà Ya A La Hà Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian, 万劫难遭遇我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good Nung advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、尽量大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa là Thanh Lương Đại sư của Thượng Tiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện sĩ tất cả Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 17th of December 2023. We're here at Wei Mountain Temple to continue discussing the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. We're currently on site 409. That's the area where the verses were spoken by a sixth desired heavenly king. It's a king among the heavenly demons. And before we go into that, I'd like to welcome our new Sangha member, the nun by the name of, what's her name again? Xian Nian, okay? She just joined, she just was shaped ahead today, this afternoon. So welcome to the family. Yeah? So we have a lot, there's a flurry of new people coming to join us, and I'm very, very pleased. And she's older, but she decided that she wanted to spend more years of her remaining life to seek meaning and do something important in her life. And I assure her that she is, okay? It's not to really brag about it, but it's a fact that is when I call you a Xian, it's because I expect the world of you. Okay, meaning that we will invest in you so that you will be able to be an asset for yourself, your family, and to the world as well. But first, you have to learn to overcome your ego. For whoever you are, whatever you were in your prior life, whether it's a lay person or a nun, even a master YongHua disciple, you come to our family, you start over from square one. Why is that? Because for you to reach the kind of heights that our people have been able to do is because they were taught and helped to build a proper foundation. Okay, you cannot reach new heights, much higher levels, unless you have the proper foundation. Okay, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're in your prior life, you're a president or you're a big shot, you come to this world here where you'll be trained to be an outstanding member of the Sangha, then you have to start over again. Because if your foundation were good enough, you shouldn't be here. You're here because it's something that you're seeking from us. And I hope that you stick around long enough to see that it's well worth it. All right? I'm not bragging, but I'm telling you that our standards, it looks like we are lax in everything. Like in my master's temple, they're very strict and so forth. Actually, we are a lot stricter, we're a lot tougher. Our demands are much higher, and that's why our people, our Sangha, our lay people have reached much higher levels. In fact, you as a new member of the Sangha, you should be scared of our lay people. Our lay people are enlightened, they're fourth-stage arhats, they're at the worthies levels and so forth. There's lots of them. And it's because they've been around a lot longer than you have. And their foundation is much better than yours. And they invested the time and paid the price. It's not easy, okay? Yeah. It's not supposed to be easy. Easy is for babies. We don't do easy, do we? Huh? No, not at all. See, G.I. Joe knows. All right, so hang in there. Be humble. Because what you achieved in prior life, in your life so far, what you've been given recognition for, ain't nothing compared to what you can achieve if you are trained properly. So at first, you'll learn to be support role. Okay, you will support the other Sangha members who are at a higher position of responsibility than you. Okay, there's a reason why they're there. They're there. They're abbots, they're vice abbots, they're program managers because they're capable of doing it, and you can't. So you start first at the bottom by helping them, whatever it takes to help them, and then as you become more useful and you pass the test, then you be trained properly so that someday you can choose to go into the front and be a warrior or a ninja, or remain in the background and support, okay? We need both, right? You're not forced to do anything that you're not interested in, okay? It's a free organization, and you do as you please. All right, GMT has a question.
네, 안녕하세요. 나가는 걸까요? 네. 안녕하세요. 서보입니다. Good evening, Master.
Good evening.
이원. 네, 저는 한국의 스님입니다. 어제 저녁에 부산사에 왔습니다. 대중의 일원이 되어서 기쁘고 열심히 따라 수행하도록 하겠습니다. 많은 가르침을 부탁드립니다. 이상입니다. 질문은 아니었습니다.
Master, this is Sobo. I'm Korean nun. Last night, I came to JMT. I'm very happy to be here as a member of assembly. I will try really hard and I hope that I could receive a lot of lessons from you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Oh, that's our latest new member as well. Welcome. She finally came to join us. We're glad you're here. Okay? And it's funny that I chose to talk like this, and the timing is perfect because you can hear the same instructions. That is, you start over. Forget about whatever you have before. Okay? Whatever you have before, in the future you'll be able to use it in a way. But for now, you forget about whatever that your prior life was about and start over. Okay? That's faster to build your foundation. Okay? Yeah. It's what we excel at doing. We help you build the proper foundation so that you can go very high if that's what you wish to do. Okay? And for example, even my master, the way he built a foundation with his disciples, I don't like it either. Okay? I'm very demanding. So even if such people come over here, I start from square one again because there's certain things in his foundation he built for them will prohibit them from going very far. Okay? And that's why everyone has to build a proper foundation. All right? Well, welcome. Okay? Be patient. Okay? Start from at the bottom, if you will. All right? Yeah. And it's a sudden teaching Dharma. If you accrue enough blessings, you rise to the top as fast as you're able to rise. No one is going to stop you. Okay? And you see, in our assembly, there's no consideration for seniority or whatever. It's about whether you can handle it or not. Then we train you accordingly. All right? All right, but feel free to ask questions. There's plenty of people around you who can give you advices and who can give you hints and you can learn from. All right, so welcome to you too, okay? All right. Any other questions? Okay. So that's it, like, as far as we expect for new members of the Sangha, huh? Okay. All right, 409. We are at the verses of a celestial king who is in the desired heavens. So he's a demon king, very dangerous individual. And yet, we're discovering that even with these most dangerous beings who are supposed to trying their best to destroy our world, actually some of them are Mahasattvas. Okay, yeah, that's how fascinating the world is. You see, it's not the way it looks, not as it seems to you. Okay, and that's Mahayana. You cannot possibly understand. If you think you understand, there's so much more that you don't. Okay, so don't be so proud of yourself. what you accomplished so far is nothing yet. Okay. And so at 409, the verse is this says, Buddha throughout the world disseminate wondrous sounds, the Dharma spoken throughout countless aeons.
诸佛便是演妙音，无量劫中所说法。
Okay, 410. And this is a verse that was spoken by a heavenly demon king who was assisted by the Buddha's power. You see, so the Buddha, when he teaches people, he teaches living beings. He uses us as well when necessary to help teach. You see, so sometimes even the most despicable being like a demon king can actually help us or can be beneficial to us. So that's why it's beyond our comprehension. Okay, only through faith can you enter it, can you have a chance to be exposed and assimilate this. Okay, and so Buddhas, what they do is constantly disseminate wondrous sounds. So Buddhas teach using wondrous sounds, and this sound is spoken throughout countless aeons. And Master YongHua says, he says, since in the past until now, until the end of time, the Buddha has been constantly speaking the Dharma without any break. Okay, and that's what Buddhas do. They don't go out and invest to make money in the stock market or do worldly things. Buddhas turn the Dharma wheel. That is their primary, one of their primary roles. It's that important. Okay, because it's probably the most important thing that Buddhas can do. So I hope that you see this. If you aspire to reach higher and higher levels of wisdom, then you have to prepare to be able to speak Dharma as you get higher. Okay, like Buddhas. 411 can be wholly expressed in a single sentence. Courageous wisdom, God is liberated us.
能以一言闲说尽，勇猛会天之解脱。
Okay, so Buddha speak endlessly the Dharma for countless aeons, but it could be wholly expressed in a single sentence. Okay, so one sentence can contain endless meanings, or one sentence would take us endless time to explain. Okay, and that's the depth of the teachings and how profound it is able to help living beings at various levels, very low level to very high levels in one sound, one sentence. Okay, and that's how the courageous wisdom God was able to enlighten to. Okay. 413, the immense kindness of all those in the world does not measure up to the tiniest fraction of the thus come one's kindness.
世间所有广大慈，不及如来一毫分。
Okay. What is the driving force behind the Buddhas? The Buddhas are kind. They are immensely kind. Okay? And so there's a comparison here. It said, for all those in the world, meaning worldly people, all of us combined, okay? You take all the kindness of all the people in the world, okay? That kindness there is immense. We are capable of doing great kindness, having great kindness. Okay. However, it's only a tiny fraction of the Buddha's kindness. Why is that? And that's the world we're in, the Avatamsaka world. See, what this first line here refers to is the mind of the people in the world. Okay, you're taking the limited, the measured, the confined, and you compare it to the Buddha's, which is unlimited. You compare to the limited to the unlimited. That's why it's but a tiny fraction. To say it, to be real generous, to talk about it. Okay, all the people in the world, we could measure all the kindness of all the people in the world. Then nothing. There's such a tiny portion of the Buddha's kindness. All right. 415, like space, the Buddha's kindness is inexhaustible. And this is the accomplishment of the God's sublime sounds.
佛慈如空不可尽，此妙因天之所得。
And so the Buddha's kindness is unlimited. That's why it is inexhaustible, meaning that it can be able to see no end to his kindness. He's just kind and kinder and kinder and kinder endlessly. He never says, "Isn't that enough? That's enough of my kindness to you." Okay. I think I should move on to the next person. That's because we are calculating. We're constantly calculating for ourselves. And especially the smarter you are, the more accomplished you are, the more calculative you become. Buddha's in contrast. Whatever he does means what? Nothing to him. It's what he does without having to be proud of, to measure, to brag about. Okay, he's kind to someone and he doesn't even remember. Okay, and so this kindness here is inexhaustible because he's never tired of being kind to us, all of us living beings. Okay, and again, the difference is that he's not calculating for himself. He didn't say, "I am so kind to all of them more than anyone else. Isn't that enough?" Okay, doesn't calculate. And you're given a chance to be kind, to help, just help and forget. You help as if you didn't help at all. You're kind as if you're not kind at all. That's how you become inexhaustible in your kindness. Is it clear? You don't calculate. You're kind because you have a chance to be kind. All right. 417, the arrogance of all living beings, towering as a mountain, is completely vanquished without residue by the 10 powers.
一切众生漫高山，实力摧舔，悉无余。
Okay. 418, we are fundamentally arrogant. We feel that we are very special, that we are important, that our accomplishments were pretty impressive. And that's why the arrogance of living beings is usually compared to a mountain. That's the tallest peak. You know that one tip I give you is funny. I saw some of Master YongHua's disciples, monks. Sometimes, and this is not always the case, if you are so arrogant lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, you know what's going to happen to you? It shows in your body. Okay? How? It's easier when you're a monk or a nun. Okay? It's more visible. If you're a layperson, it's not as visible. Okay? But for a monk, you notice those monks whose head, who is like this, they are very, very arrogant. Yeah. If your hair is kind of easier to disguise it. Okay. But since we're monks, it's very clear. Those monks whose head, the shape here is like this, has a dome here, they're very arrogant. I've seen a few Master YongHua disciples. Okay. They do anything and everything to reassert that they are better than us. It's so cool. Okay? So I want you to go to the photos of the monks and nuns. Look at anyone who has this like this, that he's been arrogant lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. No, it's pointed like this. It's not a bump. Actually, it is like a roof of a house. It shows physically in your thing. Because it's shape of Mount Fuji. Huh? Yeah? That's why in Buddhism we see everyone now is touching the ground. Oh, I'm arrogant, but I know. You are not like this yet because you're not arrogant enough yet. Because when you're that arrogant, you have the shape. The head here, your head has the shape of a mountain. I alone is most honored, most important. Actually, it's pointed. It's not round. It's pointed like this, like a mountain. Now, you all are interested, aren't you? Now you're going to go and look at all the photos of the monks and nuns. Oh. All right? It's funny. I saw that in those disciples of Master YongHua. I said, wow, no wonder. The shape it portrays there. They come across as very humble and and very low key. But actually, when you talk to them and get close to them and get to know them, they think so highly of themselves. They think they're better than anyone else. It's so interesting. So the skull has the shape of a mountain. That's why towering as a mountain. Seriously, it's so interesting. So that's why arrogance in Buddhism is often described as Mount Sumeru, as high thinking of yourself, as high as Mount Sumeru. Mount Sumeru is the highest mountain in our world, in all the worlds. You see? So you're the highest of them all. And that's why. Okay? Yeah. All right. So arrogant living beings are naturally arrogant, and that's why all the worlds have at the center of the world is Mount Sumeru. Okay? All the worlds are shaped by arrogance. He completely vanquished without residue by the 10 powers. And Buddhists know that. That's why Buddhas and Mahasattvas developed the 10 powers in order to help teach you. See, that's typical Buddhism. We tell you of a problem, and someone might say, I don't believe you. You are speaking nonsense. There's no point in getting further. But if you say, that's a problem of mine. I'm arrogant. My son's arrogant. My husband is arrogant. Okay? And what do I do about it? What can I do about it? Then we tell you there's an antidote. We know of the problem. We tell you the problem. We tell you about suffering. Okay? It's because there's a way to conquer suffering so that you never suffer again. So it shouldn't bother you again. So we talk to you about arrogance as tall, think of yourself as important as the center of the world, like Mount Sumeru, as high as a mountain. Okay? Then the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas recognize that. They know of our weaknesses. Okay? And that's why they develop the 10 powers in order to help us vanquish our arrogance. And that's very Buddhist. We first tell you a problem, and then, of course, when we bring up a problem, because there's a solution for the problem. We are not naysayer or doomsday sayer. We say, yes, the end of the world, but there's a way to cope with it, delay it, and so forth. All right? So what are the 10 powers? 10 powers are 419. 10 powers refers to the 10 kinds of wisdom powers, okay, that the Buddhas are replete with in order for them to effectively teach and transform all living beings. So you see our path here, our training path, our cultivation path, okay? You be presented with a problem, okay, that is difficult for you to solve, okay? And then you'll be taught how to gradually chip it away until you overcome it. And in the process, okay, you develop the 10 powers, like Buddhas. All right? So the 10 powers are wisdom powers arise from becoming enlightened, so certifying the real mark. Real mark here is a Buddhist jargon. It means that you see the total truth, the real mark. Okay? Real mark is, were you able to see the truth? Not the truth that Catholic and Christians mention. What they're talking about is still in the realm of their intellect. Real mark here refers to the wisdom from your Buddha nature. Right now, you don't know what real mark is. Right now, you're still stuck in your intellect. Okay? And that's why you need to undergo this training here in order to release the confines, the constraints of your intellect. What you can achieve with your intellect so far is nothing yet. It's still called worldly wisdom. Real mark is transcendental wisdom. Okay? And so this only happens when you become enlightened. Okay? And not only at that point you'll be able to develop all-knowing wisdom, meaning there's nothing you don't know, you don't understand. That kind of wisdom you can develop eventually. Okay? Meaning first, you need to be able to become enlightened. The next, you can actually develop more and more wisdom. Okay? And with this certification to real mark here, you become indestructible. You become invincible. And that's why you become an asset to the world, because you are in a position to be taught, to be trained, to combat the demons and the troublemakers. It's not talk. You cannot be trained, you cannot be useful until you're able to fend for yourself. Because every time you have a problem, oh, Master, help me. I'm in trouble. Okay? You will be trained to the point where you become indestructible. You become Vajra. Your body is Vajra. It cannot be destroyed. Okay? And you are so smart, so much smarter than your current intellect, that you understand everything. Okay? You can understand everything. And because of all the nature of enlightenment, okay, you can be trained, you can be taught to vanquish all the demons in the world. That's why you're important. Trust me. We're investing in you to bring you to that level, whether you are a lay person or a left-form person. It's all the same to us. We train you as much as you are willing to undergo the training. Problem is, you worldly people are so small-minded. You think yourself so special. You're so attached to your small accomplishments that you're afraid to let go of it, to lose it. Okay? Any questions? This is talking big, folks. This is a big picture. It's not small things. It's not about $1 trillion here, quadrillion thing here. Okay? That's small numbers. We're talking about really making a difference for the world, to help others, okay, and to help yourself in that way. Okay, don't be so small-minded and think you're so special, that you are so much better than everyone else. You're not. You ain't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen your Buddha nature yet. That's why you think you're special. And you're still manipulating others to get what you want because you're so small-minded. The people who try to manipulate others are simply stupid, because the people who have wisdom cannot be manipulated. You're only fooling yourselves. So cut it out. You want to be taught? Stop manipulating. Be truthful. Be humble. Don't be so proud of what you got. You ain't got nothing yet. Okay? Look at the kind of powers we're talking about that will matter. Okay? You want to go into these 10 powers or not? Or you rather stay with dollars and yuan and airplanes and tanks? Huh? That you can do on your own. Okay? Here's this world where we're dealing with your potential. If Buddhas can do this, so can you. Buddha wants to train you to have this as well, the 10 powers. Because Buddha says, I need these 10 powers in order to vanquish, apolese arrogance. Okay? And therefore, he wants to train all of us to also be able to do that ourselves. All right? First, what is the first power that Buddhas have? He can recognize what's principled or what's unprincipled. What is he referring to? Referring to the knowledge. It says that if you do something good, then good things will happen. And that if you do something bad, and expect good things to happen, that is unprincipled. You say, wow, it sounds so simple. But this is the clarity of mind that the superior beings have. They're not fooled by external things, by the glamour, by the glitz, okay, of Hollywood, of fame and so forth. They know that, the principles of right and wrong is very clear. You can never expect to have good things happen to you if you manipulate others, if you cheat others, you steal from others. Nothing good's going to happen to you, guaranteed. Because of this wisdom power here, what does it mean? He would never do any harm to anyone. Not trying to cheat anyone, to steal from anyone, to lie to anyone. Is it clear? That's what he does. He never makes this kind of mistakes. He would never create these types of bad karmas. That's why it's called wisdom power. He has a kind of wisdom, and the power of the wisdom forbids him, stops him from doing bad things. You're not impressed. The consequence is that he will never bring bad things to the world, to others. She's still not impressed. I don't care. Second, knowledge of karmic retributions, wisdom power. Okay, what it's referring to is that he looks at each and every one of us, and he says, in the past, you created such karmas. That's why today you're here. Okay? And what happened to Shorty? And today you're short. Because in the past you created such karmas so that today you are short. Today you are a man who wears skirts, like the Scots. No? Okay? So Buddha's, at one look at us, he knows exactly, what you have today, what you are today. He can associate it, what you see, the results here, with the karmas, the various karma you created in the past. Isn't that cool? You're still not impressed. I'd love to be able to do this. That's what he does. It's not the same kind of thing where Warren Buffett said, I can invest in stock and make a lot of money. For that, it's nothing. This is, he knows exactly why you're short, you're tall, you're handsome, you're ugly, you're deaf, you're blind, and so forth. You know, all the things that happen to you right now is because you of the specific karma you created that made you today. Isn't that cool? He knows exactly. So he knows your penchants. He says, you are the reason today that you like you enjoy French food. Because in the past, you are a drunkard. As an example, you know, French food, usually you eat with wine. Okay, you are so uncultured. I cannot stand it. Okay, so it's so cool because he knows your history, what interests you. And he also knows because who you are today, in the future, and what you're doing today, in the future. Okay? You become even shorter. So you see, he associates, you can see the causes what you have today, and because what you're creating, karma you're creating today, what you become tomorrow in the future. He sees that in that continuum. So don't think you can hide things from them. Forget it. Don't pretend. Don't try to say, no. You don't understand me. I'm not like that. Not impressed? Okay, question on Jeju. Now yes.
Master, now for me it's towards the end of 11 days of fasting. Should I continue or should I stop?
11 days already?
Yeah,
The last time you fasted was how long?
3 days.
3 days, now 11? Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. How are you feeling?
This morning I feel a little bit nauseous, but now the nauseous feeling is gone.
How about Siena and Sunim there? How many days have you got? Siena now looks so happy, don't you think? It's a setup. See, sao Siena and Sunim's You see that? You see, it is a little bit pointed, don't you think? I could swear to you it's pointed.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about it.
They both are a little bit pointed, don't you think? It's Jeju Island people, clearly.
She's growing the hair to hide it.
Yeah, so how many days have you got 5 fingers?
I don't know, I lost the count, but maybe like over a week.
Over a week only? Ah, okay.
No, so far 11 days, and then I have maybe like a week to go.
You're going for 18 days. I see.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, not bad. So you both are about the same time, right? Why don't you two sisters, stick together and suffer together for 18 days?
But I'm a little bit worried because when she walks, she's a little bit the back is a little bit like not straight.
It's a hunchback.
She looked like a cancer patient.
Okay. Oh, well, that's a lot of suffering. Okay, suffer some more. 18 days. Okay. Okay, good start. Okay. Start by suffering. It's very painful, It hurts a lot. It makes you less arrogant. When you hurt a lot, you become less arrogant. You forgot about how important you are. You only remember that you can't take it anymore. Nothing to be proud of. Okay? You beg, can I stop? You like it too much, Catholic. We inflict a lot of pain, suffering on our trainees, not like you, weak people. Okay, all right, 18 days. Third wisdom power, knowledge of samadhis. Samadhis is measured in Buddhism. Your level of concentration is highly delineated. No mistake about it. And Buddhas know of all the various levels of samadhi. He knows them all. Those countless samadhis that we can enter, okay? He knows them all. He recognizes them all. What does it mean to you? You know, worldly people, they rank us. The status of worldly people is by something called a title. Yeah? You are president, you are teacher, and you are chairman, and so forth. It's the titles that the worldly people confer upon you to recognize your place in a hierarchy. Yes? You're a president, vice president, director, and so forth. Okay, supervisor, manager, department manager, and so forth. Actually, in the transcendental world, the spiritual world, the real world, okay, your status is defined by your samadhi, your level of concentration. Your stature is actually samadhi, not who you're born, who your teacher is. Okay? This is why in our Sangha, we don't give a darn about whether you're man or woman, you're short or tall, old or young. We only look at your samadhi level. And I'm being accused of being cutthroat, okay? Because we can't care less how old you are or how long you've been a monk or nun or who your master is. Even Master YongHua's disciples who come here, they start at square one because I'm going to rebuild their foundation for them to get higher. You can't get any higher now because the foundation has some issues. And so, in the real world, in the Buddha world, in the real, true transcendental world, all these world rulers actually have very high level of samadhis. For example, Master YongHua would call a monk of his an acting abbot or an abbot. Okay? I would never do that. You're an abbot, I expect you to carry people on your back. If not, I won't call you an abbot. You're not strong enough. You can't help people. You should not be an abbot. Okay? Samadhi is strength. Can you take a beating? Can you handle the burden that others place on you for their safety, their security, their survival? Can you deliver? That's called samadhi. How much can you lift? Okay? Because to save people is to carry them, put them on your back, and carry them to safety. There's no other two ways about it. And that requires developing the samadhis in order for you to be able to take a beating and then to carry the weight. Buddhas knows, recognizes your samadhi levels. So they say, oh, you can be here. You can be up there. And that's why these world rulers are world rulers, because their samadhi levels are very, very high. Yes, Ford.
Yes, Master. I'm a little concerned about interpreting knowledge of samadhis. Personally, I feel that that's focusing too much attention and concentration on what it is to be in samadhi. I feel that it's kind of anticipating and distracting from our method of focusing the mind on samadhi and not thinking about it.
It's not clear to me. What are you're unhappy about? I equate that for you simple. You are this samadhi level, you can carry so many people. You can lift so much weight. That's it. You can carry 2 people, 3 people, 10 people. You can push a boat. Are you an aircraft carrier? Carry 4,000 people. That's samadhi power.
Yes.
It's for real, because these people, the world rulers, must be able to put you on their shoulders and carry you to safety, to take a beating for you, to protect you, so that you, just like you protected your children until they're strong enough to take care of themselves, until your children can be old enough to take care of themselves, you have to carry them. You have to protect them. You have to provide for them. That's samadhi power. And you cannot fake it. Can you? You cannot protect your children, they die. It's a matter of life and death, folks. It's not talk. Very much like us, we are parents. We parents work so hard to make sure we deliver for our children. Same thing, these people in a position of responsibility, they take their work very seriously, and they're there because they have the samadhi power, the strength to do it. And this is why in Buddhism we put so much emphasis on helping you develop, build a foundation for you to develop your samadhi. If your foundation is not good enough, your samadhi will not be that good, that strong. Okay? And because of this, and in Buddhism, the Chan school is heavily relied upon to help develop your samadhi power, because the Chan school specializes in developing samadhi. Its sole purpose of Chan is to develop samadhi. The sole purpose of doing a Chan Chi is to help you increase your samadhi. When you recite the Buddha's name, you only hope to go to the Pure Land. Okay? That samadhi level to go to the Pure Land is not as high as enlightenment. But once you get there to the Pure Land, what's going to happen to you? Where else are you going to go? You go to the Pure Land, and what do? You recite Buddha's name, and then to do what? You're there already. When you go to the Pure Land, now Amitabha Buddha has to help you do what? Develop samadhi power. And this is why the Asian Pure Land Dharma doors, the way the practice is lacking because all they care for is go to the Pure Land. You understand? Go to Pure Land. They don't understand when you go to Pure Land, they still need to build your samadhi power. So why don't you build right now so that you go there at a higher grade? The grade in the Pure Land is associated with samadhis. That's why the way the Asian teachers teach you, teach all of you, is because they don't understand the Pure Land Dharma door at all. That's why they only tell you to go there, but they don't tell you that once you get there, you have to develop samadhi to become a Buddha. It's much faster to develop samadhi here than in the Pure Land. So in a Chan school here in Mahayana, we develop samadhis so that the measure of success is that you are at ease, is you feel unobstructed. Okay? Then nothing bothers you. You're no longer afflicted. Unlike you walk around. You just all you have to do is walk around. Out there, supermarket, restaurant, on the street. Everyone have furrowed eyebrows because they're so afflicted. Okay, they cannot handle the stress, the demands placed upon them. When you have really high level samadhis, okay, you feel at ease. It doesn't bother you. The pressure doesn't bother you. Because you can handle it. It's no strain for you to lift heavy. Yes, 9.
Thank you, Master. We have a question from our YouTube audience. And I would like to express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you joining us on YouTube this evening on our path to the small, inconsequential number of 1 trillion subscribers. Our question comes from Ignacio Nacho Guerra. Nacho asks, Amitofuo Master, is there a relationship between your samadhi and your goodness in the heart? Like the higher your samadhi, the better person you are.
There's a relationship in our temples where the secret, our secret, is that it's much easier for you to get to a high level of samadhis when your heart is good. It's also possible for you to get high level of samadhis when your heart is evil as well, but it's much harder. Okay, and so that's why you have 2 paths. You do evil things, okay? You have an evil heart, you can go very far, okay? But if you choose to stay on the good side of the tracks, you go even further and faster. So that's why my job as your trainer is spot the evil side of you, okay? And help you snuff it, kill it, so that you can rise faster. Because if you indulge in doing evil things like harming others, killing others, you will fall. You lose time. You indulge in being arrogant, you fall. You lose time. See? Okay, so samadhi, the Buddha recognizes it, and so few people are able to recognize samadhi levels like Buddhas. He knows them all. Okay? 421 here, number 4, power number 4. Knowledge of superior, inferior roots, wisdom, power. Okay? Meaning he takes a look at us and he can recognize whether you have high potential or zero potential. How far can he take us right now? Okay? And so he recognizes our potential, therefore he'll be able to bring us to fruition much more easily and not waste time in pushing us too far. Okay? What is this referring to is roots. There's a Buddhist jargon again. Roots is not your family name or your master's name or your hierarchy in the Sangha or in the world. Your root here refers to the kinds of great good deeds that you did in the past, your blessings, if you will. Every time you do something good, you have a seed of goodness that is called good root. So the more good you do, the more you help others, the more useful you are to others, the more good roots you have. That is what the Buddha sees. So that he can bring those good roots to maturity, and so for you to attain your fruition, your level of samadhi accordingly. So if you will, if this is your level of good roots, okay, your blessings, then Buddha recognizes you can reach this level of samadhi. Similarly, lower roots, lower level of samadhi. So not only in our training program, it's not just about, it also includes, in order to bring you not only to your level of abilities, we also need to help you plant good roots. More good roots so that you get higher. More good roots, you get higher. You have to earn it. You have to do it yourself. No one can do it for you. So don't complain to me, how come I have, I can think of a few people who like that. They say, Master, this person, he's newer than me, but he's high. You recognize him higher level than me. How come you're so unfair? You don't like white people. I don't. It's true. Just look at me. You can tell. Doesn't show. Instead of complaining about how come, you favor this person, that person, how about doing greater deeds, helping more, contributing more so that you have more good roots and more than right now, then you get higher. It's about you. It's not my fault. So since when does it matter you're white or black or short or tall? It's irrelevant. It's about how good your roots are. Are they inferior or superior roots? Buddhas recognize it, but it's our jobs to help you plant better roots. So far, so good? It's equal opportunities in Buddhism. There's no such a thing as being sexist or racist or whatever. It's nonsense. It's people who will look at you and say, oh, you're racist. You are so yellow. You're so white. You're so Jewish, and so forth. It's nonsense. Do we have good roots? Superior roots or inferior roots? Okay? Like world people say, you have money or not? You have status or not? Here in Buddhism, do you have superior roots or inferior roots? That doesn't lie. So therefore, what's the point in bitching and moaning and complaining, Master is so unfair? Just shut up and plant your superior roots. Everyone has a chance to plant superior roots. What do we care whether you're man or woman or child? Huh? As long as you have superior roots, you can become enlightened. Okay? Five, knowledge of living beings, desire, wisdom, power. Okay? Here is the sublime certificate in living beings psychology. It's beyond PhD and postdoctorate that people of the world certify you to. He knows, the Buddhists know about what you like, what your secret desires, what pleases you, the goodness in your heart, the evil side of your heart. They know it all. So therefore, there's no point in trying to pretend. They know. People, wisdom, know. You can only fool and pretend to the people who are stupid, who have no wisdom. You think you come to a person who has wisdom, you can try to con them and try to manipulate them? You try to manipulate Buddha, they say, oh, so you like to manipulate me. You take pleasures in manipulating me. You try to pretend to be a good person. Actually, you're driven by evil desires, hidden desires. Huh? Okay? So Buddha knows that, but they don't say anything. The thing about when you know, ultimately, Buddhists know, but it's as if they don't know. They're not attached to it. 6, knowledge of various realms. Okay? He says that these realms are the places where living beings will gather. Certain being at certain, with different samadhi levels, certain level of blessings and wisdom will be shoved to a certain realm of existence. Okay? And so, for example, human realm is characterized by what? Saha world. What is it characterized by? Half and half. Half evil, half good. That's who we are. Okay? Heavens, except for the heavenly demons, what do celestial beings who reside up there, what are they? They are yang, their goodness. Okay? They like to do good. That's what they do. They don't spend time doing evil things. They spend time doing good things. We, down here, is half and half. Okay? We steal from the rich and give it to the poor. That's a typical example of half and half. Isn't that cool? And we're so proud of it. We worship people like Robin Hood. He's such a great man. He's a thief, and then he's also a good man. That's our model. That's our idols. Isn't that cool? That's so human. Let's not go into politics, okay? Never mind. If I'm in Go Force, I go into politics here, I spare you from the embarrassment. Okay. So you see, so half an hour. What about the ghosts? The ghosts Demons are incapable of goodness. They only are evil things. They do evil karmas. You see that? So for you to come back here as a human, you need to be half and half. Sometimes it's okay to be good, sometimes it's okay to be bad. Then you stay humans. That's what we do. All right? 9, is it 9? I skipped something. 6. 7? 7, thank you. So he says that he knows of, given your practices, where you end up, your spiritual practice, where you're going to end up, which destinies you end up. Okay, you go in the 6 realms, go to bodhisattvahood, go into the heavens, go into so forth. So he recognizes your karmas, where they will help you end up. Okay, which realm would you end up? Okay, and he can even recognize that these your spiritual practices that will bring you to enlightenment as well. Okay, so he knows all those, that he has such knowledge. He also knows, number 8, knowledge of past lives, meaning that in the past, you were born in such a thing, and you were born next to that thing, and then now you're born here. Okay? And when you were born in those various realms, those various places, what kind of food were you able to get? What kind of drinks you were able to get? Whether you were experiencing suffering or pleasures, and how long you lived. That's called knowledge of past lives. Okay? Buddhas know that. He takes a look at you and says, in a prior life, you were a chicken. Okay? Another girl, she was in heaven, she fell down the human realm, and so forth. He knows, he sees that your traveling itinerary, if you will. Okay? Yes, 9, did you have a question?
Thank you, Master. Yes, we have another question from Nacho on YouTube.
Yes, Nacho.
Nacho asks,
how's life in Belfast or Dublin? Where is he? Do we know? Dublin. Capital of Northern Ireland? Never mind. Not North? South? South Ireland? You were there? To me, it was the same. To me, South Korea, same thing. Sorry, go ahead, Nacho.
Thank you, Master. Nacho asks, Master, are there hells in other worlds, or is this only unique of the Saha world? Thank you, Master.
Each world is different things. So the outside world has hells. In the Pure Land has no hells, for example. So each Buddha, they decided to build their worlds according to the use. Okay? So not always is the short answer. 9. Looks like we can finish it. 9, heavenly eyes without obstructions, meaning that he knows when you were born. This is called heavenly eyes, by the way. This is a function of heavenly eyes. You know the time you're born, the time you die, and where you're going to be born. Okay? And And so he knows where you're going to go. You can go to a good place or go to a bad place, okay? And when you go to those places, you're going to have a pointed head. Are you going to be ugly? Are you going to be poor? Are you going to be rich? And so forth. Why? Because those are the results of your past good or evil deeds. So he knows. Right? Number 10, finally, the 10th wisdom power is exhausting outflow's wisdom power, meaning that, you know how we are, the way we're wired, we try to do good, but every now and then we enjoy the little evil things. Anyone? Michael knows what I'm talking about. Okay? We have this temptation to be a bad boy, if you will. A naughty girl. Not the girl. The girls here are saints. But we like to be a bad boy. So those are the impulses, okay? And it carries from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. You realize that? When you do something evil and you do repeatedly, you think it's the end when you die? No, you carry those habit energies to the next lifetime, next lifetime, next lifetime. That's called habit energies. How about stealing? Anyone has that habit energy? Stealing small things like a pen? See? Daniel knows what I'm talking about. The harmless pen, right? I go to the bank, I like to take a pen, or a hotel, like to take a pen. Harmless, right? It's still stealing. Stealing is that you take something when it's not given to you. That's stealing. Yes, Daniel. Now, shall we talk about the 10 Commandments? He says, we Catholics are trained properly. Thou shalt not steal.
I actually have a big bag of pens in my mom's house.
That's gathered from all the
Yes, and then the funny
times.
part is that I always missing pens in my office. I cannot find pens in my office.
Okay, anyone else would like to make a confession? You're open for business. Okay, so in contrast, these beings like the Buddhas, just like us, they used to have these habit energies, and they cultivate it to the point where they are pure goodness. Okay, so all these habit energies are all of a sudden severed. They're non-existent anymore. So for them to have the urge to do something stupid like or steal something, it's not possible. And that is the power of wisdom. Jeju, question.
Master, I have a question. So these 10 powers, are they any relevant to each level of the Bodhisattva ground? Or it has no relationship?
These are the ultimate powers that Buddhas depend upon to save living beings. Their work is heavily dependent upon their 10 powers. They use them extensively in their work. Okay? So for example, when they appear in front of you and they sit here, for example, and speak Dharma, they can glance at all of you and the people on the internet now and in the future. Okay? They say up, and they know exactly who's going to listen and what to talk to them about. Is that clear? So that's the Buddha's power. And so what does it have to do? How does it compare with bodhisattvas? Bodhisattvas are honing on, are perfecting those powers as they go along. The closer they are to the position of power, the Buddha, the more of those powers they have. So they are honing those skills themselves. For example, Master YongHua would be able to take a look at you and say, oh, you're at 7th ground level Bodhisattva. You are 2nd stage Arhat. Because it's important. Unless you know where people are, you cannot prescribe the proper Dharma for them to practice in order to improve. Does it make sense? You teach them the wrong things, you're simply wasting their time. Okay? So bodhisattvas, before they become Buddhas, the closer they are that position to the position of Buddhahood, the more these powers they will need to perfect naturally. All right? All right, that's the 10 powers. Let me finish one more slide and we move on to the next group, next gatha. This function of the Thuscome One's great compassion is the way practiced by the King Banner of Splendid Light.
此是如来大悲用，妙光传王所行道。
The thing I want to impress upon you is the fact when we talk about the 10 powers, it's because it's used by the Thuscome Ones out of his compassion. So that also is another aspect of my answer to the question that was just recently raised, okay? That it's not about becoming a Buddha himself, because the Buddha's compassion is so vast, okay? That out of compassion, the bodhisattvas need to develop the 10 powers gradually. As the compassion increases, develop more and more powers. And more powers make them more compassionate. It's both ways. Okay? Like this. Is that clear? That's why. The powers are not for the sake of powers. The powers is for them to be able to use out of compassion to save living beings. And that's how King Banner of Splendid Light could see. Are we good? Okay, thank you everyone. We stop here tonight. Thank you.